Hello students. Continuing our lectures on numerical analysis and simulations, we start with uh, an interactive platform for technical computations that is called Matlab. Matlab actually names comes from the word matrix laboratory. So math is actually matrix and lab is the laboratory. So we're seeing it's an interactive platform, and so basically it's an interactive environment to perform some technical operations, and we perform the operations with the help of statements, some statements. And to start with, we need to assign some expressions to some variables. Like for example, if we are assigning the variable x with the value 7, so if we put the syntax in this form, the answer would come like this. Similarly, if now the variable x has been assigned the value 7, so whatever operations we do after assigning the value 7, it will give you the required answer. Like here we have done x squared plus 2x, so the answer is 63. Now so now if someone would like to clear the variable with a certain value, so this is the command that is being used. So initially x has been assigned some value like 7 in this case. If we use this command to clear, then it will free the variable from that value. Now, a very important function in Matlab, why it is used nowadays, because you did not write a whole program to solve the equation. Simply by using this command solve, you can come up with a solution of the equation. Like in this case, a quadratic equation. If you simply put the function solve, you come up with the required answers. Similarly, you can actually solve not only one equation but a system of equations. So if x represents the answer to one of the equations and y represents the answer to the second equation, so we write the command in this fashion. So if you perform in this fashion, you will get the answer. So the next interesting command is this command. Sorry. The next command is this command F0. This command F0, which is it actually with numerical finds the solution from the plot. So if we use the command in this fashion, F0 is equal to inline, write the function, it will provide you the value. So basically what it does, it looks for a 0 in the function specified for a particular value of x. So in this case, if this is the particular value of x, it will look for the function where the function will cross the 0. So that is how it finds out this solution numerically. You can have a graphical input to this parameter, to this command. The next is how to represent vectors. Now, vectors can be really easily represented by this command. Suppose this is a row vector, so you can easily assign the vectors 2, 4, 6, 8 by putting x is equal to third bracket 2, 4, 6, 8, and then you will get this array or vector, whatever you will call it. Now, instead of representing the vector, you can also represent the vector. So we have a particular incremental vector. We would like to have an array from this limit to this limit, and if you write this command, so it will keep on adding a number 1 to the previous number, and we'll get a array like this. So 1 colon 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now the another way of representation of a vector is if you specify the initial and the final value, and you specify the incremental value, and you put colon, say 0 colon 208, so it will write the array from the initial and the final value with incremental values, like from 0 it went to 2, then 4, 6 and 8. So this is also an interesting command. Now if you would like to change a row vector to a column vector, suppose this we have shown earlier, you have a vector 1, 2, 3, 4, which has been represented in this fashion, and if you put x dash, and this array has been represented, or the row vector has been represented as x, so you simply provide x dash, that will give you the representation in column vector. Now to do operations in a vector, suppose you would like to square each and every element of a vector or an array. So for that, this symbol is very necessary. See that it's not only x square but x dot square. So this dot represents each element. Will be squared. Like x has been assigned the value 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you provide x square, x dot square, so it will square each and every element. So this becomes 1, this becomes 4, this becomes 9, and this becomes 16. So we get this array or a performance of this operation. And lastly, if you would like to, not this one. And lastly, we have two vectors like this, x and y, and you would like to multiply the elements of one array or one vector with the corresponding element of the other vector. That means you want to multiply 1 with only the first, 2 with only 1, and 3 with only 2, then you need to have this sort of command. So you put x dot multiplied y, so it automatically means that you are asking for multiplication of the corresponding elements of y. So you get 2 into 1, you get 2, 2 into 1 again you get 2, and 3 into 2 you are again getting 6. So, and here are some of very basic mathematical function used in Matlab. Like here, absolute x, absolute it means the absolute value of x, square root of x. Then we have round x, it rounds x to the nearest integer. Fix x, it rounds x to the nearest integer towards 0. That means if we have 2.5, or rather we would say that 2.6, if we round it off, usually we write it as 3. But if we use the command round, but instead if we use the command fix, then it will be rounded off to 2 instead of 3 towards 0. And then we have again floor x, it rounds x to the nearest integer towards minus infinity. So again, floor and fix will perform the similar operations. Minus infinity means towards the negative side, and seal x, round x to the nearest integer towards positive infinity. So basically seal x is corresponds to round x, and fix x corresponds to floor x. This command sin x, it gives you the sign. For example, you have minus 1, so it will give you the value minus. If you have a minus 3, so we perform this operation sin, so it will give you the value minus 1. And if we have plus 3, it will give you the value plus 1. And remx will return the remainder of x and y. For example, if you divide 100 by 21, it is going to give you the value 16. Exponential x and log x, these are very common mathematical terms which can be used in the Matlab. And log 10x, however, means that you are using log natural logarithm, and log x means you are using the exponential logarithm.